Hello guys, I'm just going to start just chatting if someone is here. I'm a little bit sleepy. Maybe I can just like last stream for like 2 hours at most. I might not able to game because shit, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. So yeah, how are you today, guys? Right, so let's pick some videos there, and I want to like watch something, maybe do some SCP, Warhammer. I don't know. And my throat is like so fucking dry. Okay, at least I have the hydrate bottle on the floor. Hmm, amazing. I'm just going to check this out.
Check out my Patreon for many mods collection and load order services.
Oh,
Learn more in description
Fallout
or in
4
the pinned
Stalker
comment.
mod. Oh, welcome to my stream, Ragzen. How are you today? Yeah, I'm just going to watch random video, SCP, and do some just chatting maybe later.
Welcome back inside the Hidden Oddbox Gamer. I'm Chris, and this is
Man,
Fallout
I
4
do I
Stalker
do
Load
really love
Order, last mod's
the
overhaul for Xbox Series X, S,
modding the
and Xbox
games.
One. Hear me out, this mod's load order gets
What?
very
It's like
intense,
Xbox
so be
Series
ready for a
X
wild
and
ride when
Xbox
playing
One.
it, because I haven't had jump scares like these since I played Dead Space. All the mods
No
are
wonder why
complete
the
written
graphics
or
is like
independent commented or
way
correct
more
load
bad
order. Let's begin.
than my Fallout New Vegas do. Well,
Okay.
I'm not shooting on the console players. Okay, if they're like saying that console is like way better graphics wise, I'm going to say they're like really wrong. I'm not shitting. I'm not shitting about that. I'm being straightforward, but I would say, nah, console stuff. It's not console graphics is not good. I saw it. I also played console with my cousin. It's not what do you call this? Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like gameplay is optimized, no lags, but shit. If you're going to ask me, nada, no, just no. Not to mention that if you're like going to like, play first person shooter, it's like really hard to like play. Sure, okay. You can lurk, no problem. I do appreciate lurks. Anyhow, that's the problem of the console is that you really need to. For me, it doesn't have good graphics, but the gameplay is optimized. And I know that it has like a keyboard and mouse support when it comes to like controllers, but why would you need to like buy additional peripherals if you're like get you can like get it in the PC, you can like mod it way better. I mean, like, let's see, I'm just going to like check if the mods for Xbox Series would be good.
For this Xbox mods collection you will need a new save file, because the couple of mods we will be
Well,
using at the
I would
bottom of
be
the load order
impressed
to completely
that they're
replace the
like using
weapons of Fallout 4
the
cannot work if you load an already
weapon
existing save
attachment here.
file. Let's start the mod list. The master files are the unofficial Fallout 4 patch
Mhm.
UF4PXB1, FO4 detection tweaks to make NPC's ability to spot you more realistic, thing that will be further improved with other mods,
It reminds me of like
MWSFX pack
Stalker
to
with
get a
this
completely
mod.
new set of audio effects, and Mutant Menagerie Big Game Hunting Xbox to add a lot of new scary creatures across Fallout 4. For example, there are some horrible giant snails that can decide to slither on the ground at a
Although
demonic
he can just
speed
like
and
fucking
come out
turn
of
off
nowhere.
the crosshairs if he wants to have like immersion.
Now it is the perfect moment to mention the
Oh,
frame rate. If
hi
you are an
Hinkari,
Xbox Series
welcome to the
XS, you can
stream.
opt to use the FPS
I'm a
boost,
little bit
or as
sleepy
Xbox
right
One
now.
users would do, use one of the many
I want to
60
like
FPS modes
cancel the stream
available, which
earlier,
should be
but
working pretty well with this load order. After this, the
I will just
Foundations
like
also add a unique
stream for
Wasteland
like two
experience
hours at
table to let
most.
you customize a lot of specific
You know,
gaming.
what I'm watching right now is mod Fallout for Stalker mod for Xbox Series. I'm not saying it's Stalker, it's Fallout 4, but they kind of put the Stalker mods in this game. I mean, like there's like a way better like Stalker mods than Fallout 4. Yeah, this is what I said earlier, right? I mean, like here's my problem when it comes to like consoles again. The graphics is like it's not that good when it comes to like console. Although the although the gameplay no lags, it's optimized. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to like, rather get the PC and get some better like specifications, modify the mod way better. And PC version for the mods has way more stuff than Xbox Series mods. Uh, this is my opinion, okay? I'm not saying shit about Xbox players, but I might get crucified. But then again, this is what I'm saying. PC mods is way better than console mods. But
mechanics,
still, I'm
breaking
still
your
impressed that
enemies,
they can
and
still
also to
do
give you an option
this.
for skipping Fallout 4's introduction. Let's tailor the gameplay for the Stalker overhaul. Search and Destroy
Search and
extended combat
destroy
range and
extended
stealth
combat.
such as XB1 makes so that NPCs will seek you out for a longer period
Although
of
I'm
time
impressed
and
with Fallout
distances.
4 that you
Lucky
can
that
like mod
SP's
it
simple bit
for
of sneaking and
modern
companion
gameplay.
Snake will balance out this mechanic for a more realistic stealth experience. And of course, these
Really?
three mods work together with the detection peaks we already discussed. Then there is See-Through Scopes Go TXB1 or See-Through Scopes XB1, which is mandatory for the weapon replacer we will use, and a holotape that introduces settings capable of managing the aiming downside state of your character in first person. And Feral's Can't Open Doors XB1 for a
They
small
managed to
layer of
like
realism with
install the
feral
Pip Boy
ghouls.
as PDA instead of like literally as Pip Boy.
The
If I'm
perks will be reworked and improved.
if you're going to ask me, I would prefer Pip Boy if you're going to go with Fallout 4. It doesn't make sense why would you use PDA. Even with other mods in Fallout New Vegas. Sorry. Although it's kind of good looking. It's cool that you have PDA in Fallout universe, but at the same time, it's against the lore. Why would you have like a fucking PDA if you have if you have like a freaking Pip Boy? And lore wise, especially in Fallout New Vegas, that you get the Pip Boy, not PDA. So yeah, I know that I respect other people's view that they love Stalker too much and they prefer PDA, but at the same time, if you're going to ask me, it's not on the fucking lore. Why not like modify the Pip-Boy into different colors at least, or let's say graphics wise, they can like improve it. Um, they can change the what they call this the texture so that it looks like a fucking Pip-Boy. It doesn't look like a fucking skin on your on the arms. Uh, that's my opinion. Okay. There is like a mods on Fallout New Vegas that you can use a PDA, but I didn't put it there because first of all, it doesn't fucking make sense. Although it's
With
cool.
perk overhaul XB1. Instead, the mods that take care of loot and leveled lists are Drinking in the Zone Stalker
It
style
looks like
vodka, so that
okay,
vodka
okay. Hold on. The creature here looks like what do you call this? Yeah, on Half Life. This creature looks like Hound Eye from Half Life.
lists are
Hound
Drinking
Eye.
in the Zone Stalker style vodka, so that
Hmm?
vodka cures radiation like in Stalker.
Well,
Cursed
no shit. Even in Fallout New Vegas, even in Fallout New Vegas, if you're drinking vodka or any alcoholic drink, you can like lose radiation there too. So if you're going to ask me the what do you call this, some of the features here, I'm not impressed. It's not new for me. Even in my Fallout, I do have this Fallout New Vegas, even though it's like Fallout 4. Oh, welcome to the stream, Hammer guy. Yeah, it's been a while that you came here. I'm just going to finish this and let's
trucks
do
loot
some
to
just
loot and
chatting.
tact
I
cars
just
and
want to check
trucks.
chat first.
Loot Realism
I want to
Collection
like
XB1 for
have
better
my
placements
grounding
of the
when it
loot
comes to
across
like
all of Fallout 4,
since I
and
cannot woke
XB1
up, I'm still
militarized Minutemen
groggy when it comes to
pre-uniform
like
leveled lists to make the
streaming.
Minutemen more stalker
I just
friendly.
like slept at 12 a.m. EST and
Next,
what?
we can replace the rest of the audio department. Let's
I
start
woke up
with
at
more
7
audio
a.m.
effects by installing Not Great, Not Terrible Scarer Geiger.
Okay, what is like CNY? I don't know what is like CNY means. Sorry if I'm like really uncultured idiot. Oh, Chinese New Year. Okay. So CNY means Chinese New Year. Okay. By the way, I'm aware that it's the year of the rabbit. So I hope that this year I'm a little bit lucky because I'm a freaking rabbit. I don't know. I can't call myself rabbit. Let's call myself as a fucking bunny because rabbit is like literal N word for bunnies anyway. I don't really want like being called as a rabbit. But yeah, it's like year of the rabbit, but I'm just going to call it a year of the bunny. Yeah, I hope that you will have a great time on New Year. For me, I did have a great time on the New Year. But when it comes to like Christmas, nah, I'm
Counter
still like
sounds.
still fucking pissed when I
Horrible
remember that shit.
soundback. Commonwealth War for explosions, no ear ringing sounds.
No earring sound.
ENVtuber
What the
random bias
fuck?
overhaul all
Okay,
games
okay,
version
okay, okay.
X1 or
He said no ear ringing sound. Well, yeah, no. Rabbits and bunnies are in the same category. For me, But to be honest, other bunny VTubers doesn't want to be called rabbits. It's also same with me. I don't really want it. I'm starting. It gave me an impression that oh yeah, it's like no different from like using an N word. Okay, so for me, rabbit is like well, do expect greetings from people still. Yeah, I mean like it's your culture's. It's a cultural what do you call this holiday. So you would expect that other people will do okay. Yeah, here's the thing. We'll do a greeting. I have a just call me Natalie or Nat. Anyhow, what I'm saying is that it's no different from my coworkers when it comes to the job, right? Chinese New Year currently, okay. It's so different from like some Jewish people or Muslim people. They're saying Merry Christmas. What I don't understand why you need to be culturally sensitive. I'm just going to discuss this later. For now, let's not change the topic. I want to
river
like
random bias overhaul
focus on the
X1. Then the music
what
is
do you call
totally
this?
different thanks to Digital Nightmare Dark Music Overhaul
I would prefer
Xbox
to
and
like
Digital Nightmare
focus
Music
first on
Nomadic
the
Far Harbor
mods.
Pack Xbox.
Okay, back to the
Finally,
mod.
at the bottom of the
If
music
you're going to
analyzer,
ask me, I don't really like that they remove the ear ringing because when it comes to like ear ringing in games, okay, if you want immersion, if something exploded near you, you should have ear ringing and the explosions. Even in Fallout New Vegas and Stalker in my game, explosions are way more hard hitting when it comes to sound, and it will like give you tinnitus if you're like near that. No, I'm not kidding about role playing. I'm referring to the what do you call this? My headset. Sometimes that if like I'm near in the interior and I throw a grenade, sometimes I go deaf sometimes. And that's my fault because I did like put some real explosion. So some of the modders they captured the what do you call this? Real explosion sounds from YouTube, I think, or let's say they maximize it to the max volume and they just like put it on the mod package and any one of us can install that. So sometimes if there is like explosion going near of me, I get so freaking paranoid and little bit jumpy. Yep, explosions. And if there's like it exploded and there's like tinnitus, not to mention that I did added some shockwave effect in the mods that if there's like explosions, your screen will shake a little bit. That indicates that your characters got stunned from a fucking explosion. Well, yeah, you would hate that mod pack. For me, I do really like it. At the same time, I do also hate that because if your enemy has like let's say throwing like what 2 or 3 grenades near you, yeah, you cannot your fighting effectiveness. Okay, if your ability to fire back at the hostiles in front of you, you would lose so bad. And even though I'm playing like Rising Storm Vietnam, imagine that you're being bombarded by artillery, you're being thrown with RPG, with a fucking grenade, and you're trying to like fire back. You would not able to shoot back. I'm not kidding about that. I did experience that. I feel like I'm in the fucking world because in real life, I did like see the documentaries. Other people, other ex-veterans, they don't like being shot or let's say being thrown with an explosives, and they cannot even fight back. Most of the time, what they're doing is just like they're like laying down on the floor and they're just like taking cover and screaming and crying. They cannot even fire back, and if they're like firing back, they're just like doing some like suppressive fire. Well, I do respect that. That's your opinion, but for me, I prefer that. So it makes the battles, or let's say, it makes the fights way more intense. So you need to like rely on your teammates to do the flanking. They can do the suppressive fire so that once you get your shit together, you can get into the combat. But the problem here is that you will get some minor, teeny like teeny tiny PTSD. Okay. Also, when it comes to like Rising Storm, the explosives there, although realistic, but sound wise, it's not. What do you call this? Sound wise, when it comes to like Rising Storm, I would say it's bad. It's just like suppress explosion. I find my Fallout or let's say Stalker explosions a little bit realistic for me. Then again, if someone throws you a grenade, you can just like fucking run anyway. So this is not a literal war at all. Like, bruh, it's just like a really small skirmish. You can like change cover, and you would not literally shit your pants. But if they have like RPG, yeah, I have like plenty of times that guys with fucking RPG blasted me on the face. So yeah, if I see someone with RPG, I would like freaking panic. Yeah,
I think there
although
is also an
I
overextend
don't
effect.
okay, I don't really recommend when it comes to like immersion mods. You need to like lower the volume a little bit unless you want to have a hearing loss. Uh, yeah, rocket launcher, rocket launcher. Yeah, I got the reference. Rocket launcher. Sorry, if you don't get why I'm laughing right now. If you like put R&R, it would be like way more funnier. Rocket launcher. Sorry.
X. The
I
standard weather and climate of Fallout
I
4
do
is too
remember
wet and
that last
colorful to be
time.
used in a stalker
Okay,
load order. So to fix this, we are using
last time
BunnyGirl
I'm
XB1.
playing
To
Half-Life
diffuse its
Black
effects and
Mesa.
active,
Okay,
let your
it's
character
like
sleep or
Half-Life
wait for
1 remake,
48
and I
in-game
put
hours.
like
Then, to
real
keep everything
gunshots
together,
and
we are also
explosions there.
installing XB1 Enhanced
Ima-
Frequent Fire Rate.
okay,
With
here's the problem when playing that. If I'm outside and there's a gunfight, I don't go deaf even though it's like really fucking loud. If you fire a gun within close quarters or let's say a tunnel, it intensifies the echoes and the noise to the point that I kind of like got a tinnitus for like 2 days or 3 days at least. So when I played that and I used that mod, in fact I gave the modder a really good 5 star for that. I found the gunshots there are way more real than let's say in Stalker Fallout. I did change the sound effects, the reloads, how to put the rocket launcher, also the explosions too. But and since most of the missions in Black Mesa you're like in underground, yeah, because I do agree on that. Consoles are optimized for gaming. The problem, okay,
Crystalline Illumination
even
Shadowing
if you
AD
have
and
like
Fireflies XB1 to add some fireflies across the
really good
Commonwealth.
PC,
After the
there would
climate,
still
let's
be a
take a
lag.
look at the grass.
Why? I'm going to
Important, using one of
explain
these
one
mods
thing.
is very optional and based on
Windows
your
10, Windows
preference.
11.
Dense Landscape
I can
Medium
like
or
blame
Dense
that.
Landscape Low makes so
If
that
your
Fallout 4
OS is
is
not
ideal at large
optimized,
spawns in
it's
bigger
so
amounts. This
useless
makes
that
the
you're
environment
using a
more adequate
freaking
for Stalker, and in some areas makes the
even
game
if you're
scary
like
because
having
literally can't
what do you
see
call
anything if the
this?
grass is too tall. In this
Sorry.
scenario also NPCs will not spawn you easily, but unfortunately once they do, they will be able to track you down way
What do you call
faster
this?
than what you can hope to
You
do
need
with
to like
them.
optimize your
So
OS.
this is
If
the
you have
reason
like
why the
Windows
grass mode
11,
is
you need to
optional.
change the
Oh, and there are
settings.
also those freaking scary animals in the grass. It's like
And that's a
horror
problem,
Pokemon
eh.
or something.
Most of the Linux or Linux, okay, I'm just going to call Ubuntu as Linux.
Looking at all the modeling,
You
improve
don't
animations,
have
effects,
what
meshes
you
and
call
textures,
this.
we have
You
realistic head
don't have like
physics in Unity
much
XB1.
supports when it comes to like games. But
Much
if you're
better
going to
third
ask
person
me,
animations tactics XB1,
Linux
which I
is
suggest you
a
to test for
real
yourself to
stable
see if it is in your liking
OS
before installing
than
the full
Windows
burger.
11. I mean like
First person
Windows
death,
11, Windows 10, or let's
enhanced
say
textures
Mac.
1K,
I mean Mac is stable, but
blood mist
still
color,
the problem with the Mac is that the
XB1
specs for
improved
the
lighting
MacBooks
ballistics,
or Mac laptops
XB1 realistic bullets improved lighting ballistics
is bad.
vision,
I mean it's good for
transformed by
graphics.
textures
It's
main
optimized for
XB1,
graphics design,
Jasper
Photoshop, but
Speedrun v 3.0
gaming
beta
nah.
tester of evil, ultra realistic food X1, and gritty subway stations XB1.
I don't understand what's realistic about the food.
First warning, there is only one mod we need to further immerse ourselves into the Stalker theme, which is Voodoo's Super Mutant
Oh
Replacer,
shit,
which replaces super mutants with violent raiders. Then the category in
this
small open
insect
world
do
editions
looks
features
disgusting.
Indubitable Ivy Dry, which is then followed by a couple of
I don't
mods that
really like
modify
the
multiple
gun,
areas of the open
this
world,
kind of gun, but I
coming with
don't know. I
wilderness
cannot
overhaul to make
identify
more
what kind
interesting
of gun is
areas,
that.
XB1 insignificant object
Game dev
remover
right,
to improve
right
performance,
here.
and
I'm not really a
flamethrower to
game
add
dev. I'm a
flaming
modder,
damage
so
around
I cannot
tunnels
call
under
myself
Boston.
game developer. I'm more of a
For
modder. So
balancing
when it comes to
drama,
like
I made
modding,
these
and if
Xbox
you want to
mods
have
look
like
pretty hardcore. So try some encounters at low
really good
difficulty and then improve it at your
quality, or
liking.
let's say experience when it
Brutality
comes to like in the
hardcore with
game,
balance XB1 all DLCs or
I
brutality hardcore with
you
balance
need to like
XB1
know how
vanilla.
to like program the game a little bit,
Arbitration, aka
program, or
war,
let's
or
say
to treat melee
modified
mechanics more
scripts.
realistically. Fallout
I would
5
brag
takes
one thing.
experience to
I
disable
managed to
craft
like
and improve the shooter experience of Fallout 4. Dismemberment overhaul original to allow
well,
enemies to lose
oh
limbs
yeah,
and
sorry,
still
yeah,
be
hold on,
alive.
yeah. Hold. I'm just going to like move my model though. You cannot see the
And one of those versions of
modifications.
realistic headshots, which have the same exact name,
Yeah, I
might
do
have
have like
mixed effects
realistic
from the actual
headshots
main
in
image,
Fallout New
not linked
Vegas.
with the others.
By the way, the problem with the Fallout, okay, here's the problem with the Fallout. It's RPG mechanics, okay? RPG mechanics. So, people like me, since I prefer immersion. I do tend to like put some realistic what do you call this? Ballistic damage, or let's say headshots, so that if people will manage to like let's say if I'm in the gunfight, I don't need to like rely much on the points. Although the RPG mechanics is still noticeable, especially if you're like fighting some. I just realized that you're moon consumer. Wait, is there mixing here? Moon, moon, moon. Running on PC means the game needs to be open to a variety of hardware. Moon. There's no mixie. Damn it. Tell me if there's mixie here. Let's scream moon at the same time. Moon. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to read this. Running on the PC means the game needs to be open to a variety of hardware. That's a problem. Sometimes that there's limitation when it comes to like hardware when it comes to the games. I'm not kidding about that. But okay, continue.
Finally, we can replace the Pip-Boy with the XB1 Tactical Tablets 2.1,
Tactical
and
tablet,
in the bottom of the Stalker mod
PDA.
order for Fallout 4
Nah,
Xbox
just
One, we
fucking nah.
have
I'm not going
Enhanced
to like
Decal
play.
Draw Resistance Ultra version,
I'm not going to play
Negative
with the
Hit Trash
freaking PDA when I'm
XB1,
going to like play on Fallout.
Intensity ENB like graphical enhancements without the hassle to add a holotype that
I can
matches the
like
colors of
blame
Fallout
because
4
first of all
was
I'm a
set up by adding
technician. No?
contrast twice,
I'm
removing
also an
saturation three
ex
times, and lowering
technician.
brightness once. And
My
finally,
current job
Modern
right now we
Firearms
are
v
dealing with
2.6.9 official, patched with
technical
NF
aspects of
Vanillaware
the job
Replacer to
when it
get
comes
the
to like
weapons you
IT.
have seen throughout all of the video, each one complete with animations, sound
So I can
effects,
like
and many
freaking
attachments.
blame
Did you
the
enjoy your time with the video? Leave a like if
I can
so,
like
and
easily
subscribe for
blame the
more.
game.
Thank you for
Not
watching.
the
Have a
game,
nice
but the
day,
hardware.
and game on.
Just a info gathered that worker, nothing professional. So I can give opinion when it comes to like OS, hardwares, and the okay. I'm just going to switch to my just chatting. I want to like do it here. Okay, here's the problem. Okay, let's talk about the hardware. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the earlier topic. I might forget it later. Um, the reason why I can give an expert opinion on this because I tend to like my job is currently supervising a bunch of support technicians. Not to mention that I'm doing the research or let's say doing the process. Not to mention that adding more knowledge base when it comes to our SharePoint, Microsoft SharePoint. What I noticed is that PC, when it comes to like OS, it's really picky when it comes to like hardware. Well, in the end, optimizing for the console, expect only a limited combo of hardware. Well, in the end, if you cut corners early in on the product line, makes the consumers suffer. Yeah, I do agree on that. But remember, this is that hardware are robust. But the problem, okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. My problem of mine is the most common OS that you're like encountering right now. It's not Linux, it's not Mac, it's the fucking Windows 11. It's Windows 10. I think I ranted this like somewhere in the morning, so this is why I kind of like didn't sleep early. I thought Windows is a blight. Yeah, I do agree on that. I did talk with my sister and I kind of like ranted about Microsoft. Okay, it's not related to the OS, but overall on the company. I did escalate. Okay, I'm going to share the story. So I did escalate some inbox issues because we deactivated some sabbatical members from our company. Okay, we deactivated, removed the license, and blocked the sign in. When I restored it, just for like giving an access to the management and to myself, because I'm part of the administrators and I'm supervisor, I did realize that the fucking inbox, went missing. I'm not kidding about this. It freaking disappears. I didn't even like fucking delete the account. Yeah, it sounds like a joke, a dick joke when it comes to like Microsoft. Okay, yeah, I'm going to continue this. So what the fuck? The inbox, and I cannot even like say it to the other department, is because they might blame us. Why did you lose the inbox? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I researched. I cannot find any info. Why did it disappear? Okay, I didn't. I cannot even find the info last week on that. Okay, fine. I escalated to the Microsoft support. And here's the funny part. I did put the details, screenshots, all of that shit, technical talks. I did put that on the ticket. And suddenly this fucking moron of Microsoft support. Okay, I'm not going to name drop and not to mention I cannot blame her if she lacks training. When it comes to like the freaking supporting me, she just gave a freaking manual and she expects that it will work. I'm just asking for a question why the inbox disappeared after I unlicensed the account of a specific user. She didn't give me an answer. So I tried her method and I realized that her second method doesn't make sense. Why? Because we don't have that PST email anymore, the offline cache. Moon is not around here. If Moon is here, we would scream, Moon! Oh, Moon! We don't have Mixie, right? So here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to continue. Why? Okay, so she doesn't know how to like answer me, and her manual doesn't make sense. The manual doesn't make sense. Even the fucking what do you call this? If you're going to ask me, even the instruction doesn't make sense. First of all, why would you need to get the PST? Not to mention, I'm not the affected user. She didn't fucking read my instruction. I'm not the user that is affected. I do understand if I'm the user that is affected. I I said on the ticket is that it's one of our user. I'm not the user, so way big different. So she didn't even fucking read my escalation ticket. When okay, so she didn't even like reply after like I replied to her, what's the problem with the data view? Because I need to like see the data that what happened to the inbox because it's still present on the uh what do you call this? The emails is still present in the account, but it doesn't show up anymore. It doesn't show up anymore in the email, right? So okay, I'm on day off. Okay, I'm on day off for 2 days. When I came back, holy shit! Ah, that in this what do you call this? In this say Microsoft support. When I came back from the work, okay, after 2 days day off, she asked me, "Did you run the content search?" Content search, which means the Microsoft Purview. I'm just like, what the fuck? Did she fucking read my messages? She didn't even fucking read my two, three messages that I did it already. I said it like twice. She didn't even like freaking read that. I got so fucking pissed off that I don't really want to like answer her. Then again, I realized that shit, I'm wasting time with this fucking Microsoft representative that doesn't know their fucking products. And see, this is what the problem. They don't know their products, and you are under employee of Microsoft. You need you need to know your fucking product. Why the hell you don't know your product? And I want to like say it to her. I need to like fucking to be professional. I'm so fucking pissed off that time that she doesn't know, she doesn't read, she doesn't know her product. I'm just asking a simple question. What is the cause of this issue? That's it. She didn't answer me straight. So okay, fine. So I got tired of their shit. I got tired of their fucking shit. I googled it again. I googled my situation. It's in like literal one sentence that is like so freaking long. I entered that. It took me like five search page just to like get okay, just to get the result where to find.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Well, yeah, I'm so freaking mad. This because like if you're example you're representing the organization and you're on technical support, you're expected to know your product, especially you're representing. Okay, example you're representing Amazon. You need to know your products. You need to know your CRM. You cannot just like say you will just like throw random shit to your customer. It's not cool. Oh, Vampy Cat Girl, welcome to the stream and how are you today? The pretty Vampy Cat Girl. It's good like do some hydrating.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Okay, so I'm
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
thank you for the hydrate.
Hello, motherfucker.
Okay, so I'm so freaking pissed off. And the answer I'm looking for, it took me like five Google pages to just check on it, and I found the answer already. So Microsoft Forums, irony, fuck, freaking irony. You got I got the answer from a fucking Microsoft Forums that the technician is lazy to find the freaking answer. She's freaking lazy. She cannot even do the finding of the answer for me. So I did it for myself. Okay. The only thing that I saw is that number one, here's the problem. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Vampy Cat Girl. Okay, I'm going to like call you out, do some call out. Master Chef collect. Master Master Chef. I misread this. Excuse me. I misread that as Master Chef. Halo the Master Chief. Okay. Okay, so anyhow, so I found the answer. You're streaming with infamous. Hold on, guys. Hold. Master Chief BQ. Okay, guys. We have a situation here in the chat right now. We have a bad situation here, guys. Huh. Hmm. Wait. Oh no. Oh no! Moon! 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 Dragon, 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 dragon. I'm just going to check dragon. Dragon, dragon. Dragon! Moon! 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 Oh, moon! I see moon! 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 Scream moon! Scream moon! Let's scream moon! Let's scream moon, guys! Let's scream moon! 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 Yeah, let's eat moon! Let's eat freaking moon right now! Let's eat moon! Food! 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 Moon! Moon! We're screaming moon! 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 Yeah, I'm doing some just chatting right now and ranting about the stupid Microsoft mooncake next week. Actually, mooncake in the Philippines, you can get mooncake most of the time, especially in what do you call this? Ano chiki briki if damke. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to get the lo-fi. I prefer to have the music right now. Hold on. Music. For me, in Philippines, you can get mooncake every freaking day as long as I think the brand is I forgot the name of the brand. Um, what do you call this? Yun carry because you're also a Filipino, okay? What's the brand? Hop. It's called Hopia, and I forgot the branding in the Philippines when it comes to Hopia. I forgot the name, since I cannot even like read shit anyway. We call it Hopia. Hopia. Hopia Tikoy, right? What Holland? Holland. Yeah, that one. That one. We do have Holland brands here, and there's like other thing that what do you call this? I forgot the name. Okay, we do really love those products. Okay, I really love the hopia. I really love the mooncake. We do have like a rice cake here. We call it tikoy. Man, that is like so good. Sure. Thank you for coming by, Ragzen. Anyhow, so you're a really good host. You're welcome. You flavor custard. Well, I'm not fan of custard. I prefer pork in my mooncake, or not really, not really pork. Also ube, also mung beans. For me, the top notcher there is the mung beans. For some reason, I do really like the mung beans. It's because it's so freaking sweet for me. Uh, Also the another thing that I want to like eat again when it comes to like Chinese cuisine is the mantou. Mantou, okay, mantou. Mantao. In Tagalog we call it mantao, but it's mantou. And I do really love that, especially the steamed ones. I don't although I love the fried more, but when it comes to like classics, I prefer the steam. Because you can just like what do you call this, break the bread. Okay, I'm just going to call it bread, although it's not bread. You can break it down and you can eat it Middle Eastern style, that you dip it on the freaking custard sauce, or let's say condensed milk. Get some tea. I would prefer oolong tea. You know what, Mixie? I'm going to put you on the bread right now. Do you want to be eaten, Mixie? Do you want to be eaten? Okay, guys, let's have a vote. Should we eat Mixie right now? Okay, I'm just going to like vote. Paul. Should we eat Mixie? Mixie Moon! Not food. And duration would be 2 minutes. Okay, guys, vote right now. Watch how to basic for moon. Okay, let's see the vote. Yes, I'm going to vote for yes. One vote for yes. Guys, vote for Mixie to be eaten right now. Okay, who's the two people here saying not food? Mixie is a food. Eaten. What's eaten? Moon! We will eat you, Moon! Oh, it's a tie. 2 and 2. Okay, 2 people. We need like additional 1 more or 2 more. You're too pure. It's this bait. It's this melts in your mouth. Okay. It's tie. Why it's a tie? Guys, the hell, man. We need to like eat Mixie. Eaten easy. We need to like eat Mixie right now. Consume the bunny. Moon. No! 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 I have an idea. Can I borrow your PFP sometimes, Mixie? And I'm going to like put you on. I'm going to like print out a sticker and put it on my mayonnaise. Mayonnaise or let's say food products, and I'm going to like stamp Mixie. All of your face is like all over my food products here. Like Mixie Moon ketchup, Mixie Moon what do you call this? Let me check. It's a fucking tie. And a Mixie Moon mayonnaise, Mixie Moon hot dog. Wait, no, it sounds wrong. But anyhow, Mixie, yeah, most. Okay, if we have like canned goods or something, I'm going to accept the sticker that has your face there. And it would look cool. I'm just going to take a picture next time after that, and I'm going to like post it on your Discord. Especially the corned beef. Ah! Is that a challenge? Is that? Once I got my PC, I'm going to get my VR and I'm going to like freaking chase you inside the VR chat. Mixie, I'm going to chase you on the VR chat soon. Wait for me there, okay? Yeah, my echo is odd, echoing. Yeah, because it's like what do you call this? It's the freaking sound alert. That's not to mention that I stutter a lot. When I'm speaking way too much, I stutter. Okay, I'm going to continue. Okay, story about the Microsoft. So I found the issue that try adding cooldown on your sound alert. Yeah, I can do that once I'm free. But okay. Speaking of it, guys, I need to concentrate on making a throne gift for me, for myself. Still, I still have the
Just
account.
do it! Just make your dreams come true! come true.
Who did the interruption of speech? Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? Hmm. Moon! Stop that, Moon! I'm going to eat you, Moon. Stop that. Okay. I'm going to continue this. Oh, okay. I thought that it makes it. Alright. So here's the problem. If you unlicense an account on Microsoft, okay? If you unlicense the account on the Microsoft, it will delete the inbox. And this is the first time that I knew. The problem here when it comes to like the Microsoft is that okay, here's their mistake. Okay, here's one of their mistake. If you're going to be like selling your products and someone bought a product from you, a business plan. Okay, business plan. We're using a business basic plan for companies. You should give a fucking manual. You know, it took me like 5 Google pages just to like find the answer, and you need to ask the forum just to point it out to you that inbox will get deleted and will be retained on the server for 30 freaking days. And the people on sabbatical is more than 30 days already that is deactivated. And they pointed out that we need to like turn it into a shared inbox. And we don't know. They should have like posted it and use it as a common process, not in the hidden ones. That's the problem. They didn't even like give it as a manual. You need to ask the forums. You need to ask someone to point it out to you because it's really hard to find it on the Google that much. I'm not kidding about that. Even other server admins have same issue. They're asking why it is not part of the manual package. They said that on the forums. Now, the problem of us is that we lost. Sure, thank you for dropping by. Okay, so the problem here is that we lost our data. If you lose the emails, we don't have any data from the ex staff. And another thing is that I said before, the technician that I escalated about the Microsoft issue, okay, is she doesn't know the product. And this is what I'm saying to my sister earlier. Why the fuck the Microsoft is concentrating on community, too much on sustainability, too much on the bullshit that is not even part of computers or IT. Supposedly, way before that, they're focused on OS, they're focused on devices, they're focused on other software products. They're focusing right now pollution, climate change, whatever that bullshit is. Like I'm not denying that climate change is bad, but at the same time that bruh, you are a software vendor. Do your fucking job. No wonder why their quality of service is so fucking bad. They're concentrating on useless shit that they shouldn't focus on. And this is why no wonder why Windows 10 and Windows 11 are bad. After like Bill Gates dropped off. Bill Gates dropped off from Microsoft. And that I forgot the name, that Indian CEO that replaced him. The quality of Microsoft goes way down so bad. They don't focus much on technology. They focus on some bullshit that is not related to IT at all. And that's my problem. This is why yesterday I'm like stressed, or let's say it took me like a while just to like log out, just to talk with incompetent support. But although I didn't shout at the support, but still it kind of pisses me off. So if you're going to ask me, I'm going to give her 2/5 only. I'm not impressed with the service. She doesn't know. I'm just going to explain why there is a problem with the service already. I'm a supervisor. I'm a QA, so I know what I will say. So if they get offended, fine. It's not my problem anymore. They should need more training. Okay, here's what I'm going to say in short way. They need training. They need to be familiar with their product. You cannot just say that, oh, she's a good worker or something. No, it's not. You need to know your product. You need to know your menu, right? Mixie, I'm going to ask you one thing. I know that you're a server in the restaurant. You need to know the what you call this, the menu, right? You need the menu. You need to know the menu. You agree on that, Mixie, right? It's no different from being an IT. If you're on the customer support, you need to know the product, or you're familiar with the product you're using. You cannot just like not know. That's the problem. It will fucking piss off the clients. That is a bad service for me. I'm not satisfied. She doesn't know how to answer. I'm just like answering. I'm just asking a simple question to her. She doesn't know how to answer me. I don't need how to like other stuff. If they say that the emails get deleted after unlicensing it, done. I'm going to say close the case, close the ticket. That's it. Okay. Now I'm just going to continue another thing. I want to like bring up. Oh yeah, I kind of covered this already. So oh, by the way, within this next week, I'm not really sure. Okay, Hunkari, I know that you're still here. I'm planning to go to the Otaku Expo, but the problem here is that they're not. They cannot even like freaking post the online tickets, because the problem here is that yesterday and today is they're selling the Otaku Expo tickets on the spot. They still doesn't post it on the SM tickets yet. I'm still waiting for it so that I can buy a ticket immediately. I don't really want to like go there and stay at a hotel and just to like go into a line at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. again. I don't really want that. I hope that they will like announce that there would be an online ticket selling, because if I'm going to go there, I might be forced to like take a hotel nearby the MOA, Mall of Asia. I need to like go there and stay there for a moment. Put an alarm for like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Get on the line just to like buy a ticket so that the ticket doesn't run out before the start of the convention, like what, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And to be honest, if you're going to ask me, this is a hassle. And this is one of my problems last time in Cosmatsuri, is that they should announce how many tickets allotted within the day already, so that other people doesn't need to like get in line. I feel sorry for the kids, okay? I feel fucking sorry for the kids that time. They expected that they will cosplay Anya and they will enter the Cosmatsuri, but sadly, this is the sad part, is that, well, they cannot get in because the ticket ran out after like what? And here's the funny part, is that I think the cosplay management just like posted the ticket like remaining 50 or something. You want my Jack Daniel bottle? Fine, you can get it. They just like freaking posted the remaining tickets. They shouldn't have stopped. They should have stopped it already. That they can just say that the ticket has ran out already. That's it. People are so fucking pissed outside, and Junkari, I don't know if you witnessed that, if you're like part of the line that time, but there's a guy there like lost his shit. Okay, I'm not kidding about that. I'm not kidding about that. He literally lost he lost his shit after like the guards say that the ticket has ran out, and the guy, and there's like a certain cosplayer there lost his shit. He screamed and then he just said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah!" He just like fucking kicked the freaking wall. I'm not kidding about that, and I witnessed that shit in the line. And my reaction here, I want to like laugh at him, but at the same time that I don't really want to laugh at him because I feel sorry for him, because what you call this, you sympathize that we ran out of tickets, okay? We ran out of fucking tickets. But still, he did that shit in front of me. Imagine that if I'm on the good days and I'm not in the bad mood, I would like fucking laugh at him in the public. I'm not kidding about that. You know me. I tend to like troll other people. No, not he went Hulk. He went Bruce Lee. Fucking Bruce Lee. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! He freaking did that in the middle of the crowd. And he just like said, yeah, 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 yeah. It's just like, you're confused at the same time, and you're laughing inside your brain that you're laughing like a fucking joker because you saw that shit. Imagine that you witnessed that. I don't think that you will not stop laughing, to be honest. But for us and other people who is online, we just scream, "Woo! Yeah! Woo!" Just like we just like did that. And I'm screaming for riot. Yeah, I said riot, riot, riot. But the other guys just say congratulations or some shit like that, and that other guy that's saying yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so never mind about that. I want to like uh sharing a story. He returned to monkey. He returned to monkey. He returned to monkey. He'd be like, whoop. He lost his shit because he got denied seeing the waifus there. Regardless if the waifu has balls or let's say, regardless if the waifus do have balls or not. And I do remember that at that time we did with the people who is like Dr. Octavius, Dr. Octopus. We did witness. I think it's not only Doctor Octopus, but also I think Yun Kari, right? You witnessed Doctor Octopus there. He's like roaming around on Moa. There's like another character there that we saw. A freaking SMX cosplay. A freaking SMX cosplay. Yeah. And on day one, on anime for day one, we did encounter the same guy again, and they're like talking about the freaking SMX building cosplay. And I saw on the Facebook that inside the con, and there's like a guy cosplaying as a Gundam. Literal freaking word of Gundam. He's wearing a freaking box. I'm not kidding about that. He's wearing a freaking box. Not actual Gundam, not a robot, but a box that has like word Gundam on it. I'm not kidding about that. And my reaction is just like, wow. Yeah, sometimes that people. Here's the thing. When it comes to like, this is what I realized, that when it comes to like convention recently, that anyone can wear a fucking costume. Even me, I'm not going to like wear a cosplay. I'm just going to bring my gas mask or let's say ballistic vest, fingerless gloves, a jacket, and backpack. That's it. I look like a fucking scab from Escape from Tarkov. If you want to see what scab means, I'm going to like show it to you. Let's go back here. Scav. A fucking scav. Scav. Escape from Tarkov. I just need AK. I need some Mosi Nagan. That's it. I can like cosplay as a free stalker. I need a patch though. Scav doesn't have patches. I can like cosplay that. A really cheap, easy cosplay. Scav. See? A fucking scab. Not this one. Hold on now. Where the fuck is the scab? A freaking scab. See? See this? A freaking scab. Okay, let's open the image in the new window. This guy, this guy. Yep, a fucking scam. I can cosplay this. Easy cosplay. You just need tactical webbing. That's it. A freaking old gun, maybe some M16, an AK, a Mosin Nagant, a Springfield rifle, a Garand. You can use that. Let's see. More pictures. Player. Clothing. I can use Adidas if I want to. Huh. I can use a what do you call this? Ski mask. Scav. See this one. One of the cosplays that are a little bit easy. You can like get some holster if you want to have an additional stuff. You can bring some bandages. You can bring some first aid kit, a fucking vodka. Otaku Expo is on January 28, 29. Okay, I'm January 2029 Taipei time zone. It's not yet finished. It's still like what, January 15. So it's like next week. The application for cosplays and media pass is still on, and I would recommend to like get it early as possible because you might run out and you might be forced to like buy from a ticket. Just like don't make the same mistake what I did. In fact, next time if I'm going to run out of the ticket, I'm just going to say I'm a content creator and I'm going to buy some 2 day pass, even though I'm not going there for 2 days. Just 1 day only. I'm going to expend a fuck ton of money just to do that shit. Actually, there's like lots of clothing option for us scabs. I really want this, but I don't know where to like find some tactical webbing. Uh, I don't know if there's a vendor here, but I prefer that someone will like sell. So I hope that I can get some like really cheap airsoft for cosplay only, and the real ones maybe in the future I can like use it for actual airsoft. Yeah, I can like wear this. This shit is easy. I can like get some gas mask. That's it. So what I need is like a patch for loners, and I'm good. My shoes is like excuse me. Although when it comes to like operator style kit like Usec or Bears in Tarkov, that's the only thing that it will like make me spend some money because plate carriers are a little bit expensive, holsters too. Also, you need to have like authentic, little bit authentic firearms, so let's say airsoft, and of course military boots or tactical boots and gloves, of course, fucking gloves, and other shit on your head. Though you need to like wear everything, other things. But this one, I think scabs will be doable for me, and I'm going to like wear that costume. But for now, I'm still waiting for my what you call this, for announcement, and I need to like apply for the leave because I have shift in Sunday midnight. So I'm going to ask a permission again from my co-shift, okay, co-worker from the shift, and I hope that he lets me attend the convention. And I will ask permission from my boss too that I will be away for Sunday only. Sunday, not Monday midnight, just Sunday. That's it. All right, so okay, let's watch some SCP right now. In fact, I'm addicted to like watching SCP 1049, the Plague Doctor.
Panic and terror
Yeah,
gripped
2K,
everyone in the Foundation
2,000
facility.
pesos.
Well, everyone who was still alive, that is. Guards were working tirelessly to fight
Okay,
back
let's watch
and regain
this.
control of the building.
Wait, what? Where's Soup? Ah, okay, Mixie. I have a surprise for you. Want to see it? Want to see it, Mixie? Want to see it, Mixie? Mixie, want to see this? Do you want to see this, Mixie? You want to see this? Hmm? uh, rabbit dish. Ah, this will be you next time. I'm so hungry right now. I want to eat a moon. Well, I'm a mutant rabbit. Okay, I'm a mutant. I'm a half human, half rabbit, and a mix of other shit. So basically, I'm a chimera. Chimera. It's something like this, but I don't have like a multiple heads or some shit like that. So this explains why I have like what they said they went to the beach and they went missing. Hmm. I think I didn't do anything regarding that. Okay? Trust me on that, Mixie. Trust me on that. I didn't do anything about this. Okay, Mixie? I didn't kidnap your moons. Hmm? Actually, there's like another restaurant that on Hoyo Fest that will happen within this year, and this is the restaurant that I'm hanging out sometimes if I have like time or money. It's called Moon Rabbit Cafe. See, Mixie? Look at this. Moon! Moon! Moon Rabbit! Moon Rabbit! See, Mixie? This is your restaurant. Actually, on Yunkari on Hoyo Fest like last year and this year, uh, I did attend the last 2 years ago Hoyo Fest, and I got some freebies there. And also, there's like Genshin cosplayers, and also the food is nice, coffee is nice, also the cake. Yeah, this is a really nice place. When you go inside the interior is like so freaking modern. Although the building is like way too old, a little bit mix of like a modern look. But to be honest, this is a retro look of a building. You wanna go? And suddenly they will say, "Oh, boss, welcome, boss," because you're Mixie, huh? Hoyo Fest was like November. I think they announced it somewhere like December, if I'm not mistaken, not November. But I kind of miss it because I'm not paying attention to the announcements. So right now I'm paying attention because I have like motivation going on the convention sometimes. Okay, so let's go back to the SCP. I want to like watch a fucking SCP right now.
But they
I
didn't have
wasted
enough
like one
bullets
time,
to suppress the
1 hour already
oncoming
like
horde.
talking too much.
Somehow, a sample of SCP-008 that was being examined for testing purposes had managed to spread to one of the
SCP-008.
research staff. Before long, the very
Ah,
same researcher was now a
okay. Speaking of which, oh, okay, I'm familiar with this because I'm playing like SCP containment breach. So SCP-008. If you're going to research it, going to type this down for you guys. Is a virus that can turn you a freaking zombie. Um, this one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this SCP is classed as Keter category. It's a Keter. But a virus, it's not a monster. It's a fucking virus that can turn anyone into a fucking zombie. It's no different from like what Resident Evil T virus, or let's say Las Plagas in Resident Evil.
mindless zombie, a reanimated corpse that
Well,
had
actually,
managed
it's
to
more of
bite
a T
several other
virus.
staff members, spreading the infection. It didn't matter that this original carrier was shot down by security personnel. It had already done its damage and passed on
Actually, if someone is
SCP-008.
bitten by a
By
zombie,
now, there
you
would
need to
seem
like
any effort to simply
kill
bonk
them by
each
shooting
one
on
on
the
the
head.
head and neutralize it. The Foundation facility had gone into full-scale lockdown, an emergency quarantine to try and limit the spread of the deadly virus. Any exit to the outside world was shut and would stay sealed tight until someone from the Foundation could do something. But that meant the few surviving members of staff trapped inside were at the mercy of the zombie horde.
Why
Their
not get some
options were
fucking gun
limited.
at least to defend?
SCP-500 was known to perfectly cure those infected with SCP-008, but with all exits locked, it was impossible to get any of the remaining SCP-500 pills on site.
And
Then
I'm going to tell you guys, SCP-500 is a panacea. I think it's called panacea. So it's like a miracle cure that instantly cures any illnesses or ailments. So the problem here is that people might abuse it or exploit that. So this is why they lock it down. But SCP-500, I think it's called safe category at most. And in fact, it's like one of the items in SCP containment breach that you can use for an aid type of item. Although most of the items in SCP is also an SCP too, so it's not an ordinary med kit or something like that.
Surviving researchers, one Dr. Omel, had an idea. It was an insanely risky plan, one that the Foundation would never sign off on, but desperate times called for desperate measures.
You need to call
Gathering
the
up
plague
remaining
doctor.
security forces that hadn't been infected with SCP-008, along with a research assistant that had managed to escape the zombies. Dr. Omel and his band of survivors headed deeper into the facility. While
You
the
need
external
SCP
doors were all locked to prevent the
SCP-049.
SCP-008 infectees from making it out and spreading the virus to the wider world. The doors inside the facility were all still functioning, and it was a good thing too. Dr. Omel's plan relied on opening the doors to two anomalies: SCP-914 the Clockworks, a machine capable of destroying or refining anything placed inside of it,
Oh,
and SCP-049, the Plague Doctor. It was a shot in the dark at best. Omel had observed the Plague Doctor for some time, and knew that the beak-faced surgeon was capable of creating zombie-like creatures known as SCP-049-2. Not dissimilar from the zombies infected with SCP-008. If anyone could potentially fix this nightmare, there were few as well versed in anomalous medicine as SCP-049.
actually, this doctor, he accidentally kills patients and he became, they become fucking zombies. What they're planning to do here is, they want to put this doctor into a SCP machine that can turn him into a what? To fix shit. But the problem here that he might transform into a really dangerous creature if the settings there would be fine or very fine settings. And I think there's a story of SCP-096 that is like the shy guy, and they mix it with the Michelangelo statue. And basically, 096, the shy guy becomes a really handsome man that he doesn't attack anyone anymore in the facility.
Taking him to the Clockworks was, however, an even bigger risk.
Yep,
Normally,
I agree on that.
SCP-049
You're
killed
correct
any
about that,
he
Pixie.
touched, and turned their deceased bodies into SCP-049-2s, hence Dr. Omel calling for a refinement of the Plague Doctor's abilities. Placing him in the input booth of SCP-914 and setting it to very fine, Omel
We
prayed
don't
he'd
know
made
what
the
will
right
happen.
call.
I will not
Hear
spoil
the
it.
horde of SCP-008 pounding outside the locked door. What emerged from the Clockworks was still recognizable as SCP-049, retaining his beaked mask.
Whoa,
Although
he
the
became
mask
like
itself was actually flesh and bone, a part of his skull.
holy shit, he became a godlike being here.
His robes now flowed out behind him as a pair of dark, feathery wings, giving him
He became a
even
literal
more
bird.
bird-like appearance.
Burbs!
Despite this, SCP-049 had claimed that he'd never been a bird before. I'll admit, I didn't expect wings, the surviving assistant remarked. That's not so surprising, really, Dr. Omel admitted. He did lay an egg that one time.
He did what?
Before an explanation could be given, the SCP-008 zombies managed to break down the door and
Well,
began flooding the
basically,
jungle.
the plague
Omel
doctor is
recoiled
a
in
literal
horror as they
perv,
snarled and shuffled closer,
and this is why
reaching
he
towards
laid
him with
laid down
decrepit
some
fingers.
eggs, and he
Suddenly,
has like a son.
SCP-049 swooped into the path of the encroaching undead with a flap of his new wings. Calmly, he gave a gentle move of his hand, like lifting something from a shelf. A bizarre contraption appeared around his forearm.
He looks like a
gauntlet
fuck.
connected to
Okay,
syringes that
look at these syringes. I'm just going to remove the subtitle. It looks like from Arkham Scarecrow. I know that Mixie, you played the Arkham series, right? It's similar to this. He looks like his device on his hand looks like a syringe from Scarecrow's fear toxins.
were strapped to each of his fingers, all filled with
Wow,
various
this is
different
cool.
fluids. Dr. Omel was amazed. SCP-049 seemed to now have the anomalous ability to summon surgical equipment from a tiny pocket dimension. It was almost exactly like how SCP-076-2 Abel drew his weapons. Reaching towards the nearest SCP-008 zombie, still moving with the utmost calm, SCP-049 stated, "Now try to hold still." He spoke in a gentle voice.
Yo,
with the bedside manner
SB09,
most medical
I know
doctors would be
someone if you're
incapable
loony.
of. This might sting a little. With that, SCP-049 pushed the
Actually, I would
syringes into
say
the zombie.
SCP-09 049 is not a bad it's not a bad SCP. The problem here is that he's really misguided and he cannot even like state what is the pestilence is. So this is why the doctors or researchers in SCP Foundation, they cannot even determine what SCP-049, let's say call him Plague Doctor, is stating about. So what is the pestilence? So there's like lots of theories. It might be death, it might be sin, it might be human emotions. There is like lots of things about pestilence. So I think it's that. So if someone died, he revives them and they become zombies. But the problem here is that his process is not perfect. He would say it's also a failure, but at the same time, he's so fucking proud of himself that he still failed. So anyhow, this is why SCP Plague Doctor is like contained. It's because he might accidentally create lots of zombies within the facility. But to be honest, I did like try to play SCP Containment Breach and I encountered the zombies. I would say they're like trying to subdue me. They're not even like trying to murder me or something. They're just like trying to subdue me so that the doctor will check up on me. But the problem here is that his hands, if he touches you, you're like literally dead. One one touch, whoop, you're dead. Like your heart instantly stops.
Zombie, the fluids draining from each one, then refilling as he withdrew his hand. The SCP-008 instance froze for a moment, almost like it was confused before it began to emit what looked to be steam, as though it had stepped out of a hot shower, shaking uncontrollably. The necrosis and telltale signs of infection
So he
seemed
kind
to
of
disappear, like being washed away until all that was left of the SCP-008
cured someone.
zombie
Nice.
was the
He
infected
freaking cured
researcher
someone.
it had been before. The man was alive and well, much to Dr. Omel's astonishment.
Yeah,
SCP-049
Mixie, I would recommend to like we collab playing SCP Containment Breach if you want to. But I know you Mixie, you get scared a lot and you will just like try to run away and you shouldn't do that, especially if you're going to encounter SCP-173 and if I'm going to ask you to like stare at the shit and you will panic and if you look away it will like fucking kill us immediately. The peanut guy.
hadn't just cured the SCP-008 infection, he'd actually reversed it, leaving the infectee alive and well. It took a few hours for SCP-049 to fly around the facility on his new wings, effortlessly turning all the SCP-008 zombies back into their old selves one by one. By the time he was done, everyone on site that had previously been exposed to SCP-008
You hate the
was
peanut guy, yeah,
cured, and
same,
it
because
didn't
I
stop
don't
there.
really want to like
Foundation
stare.
still mandated everyone who was previously infected to remain in quarantine whilst they were examined, demanding the now refined SCP-049 to remain in his cell, which he politely complied with. When the SCP Foundation doctors took a look at the formerly zombified staff, They were amazed at what they found. Each one had all traces of SCP-008 completely removed from their systems. Trying to re-expose them to the virus, their bodies now seemed to be able to generate anomalous antibodies that rejected and fought off infection by SCP-008
So they're immune already. It's no different
in a
from like
matter
being
of
immune in COVID.
seconds. The Plague Doctor had made everyone immune.
Nice.
Upon further testing, examining skin and blood cells from the former infectees, and performing full top-to-bottom health checks, the Foundation doctors learned something else, too. Everyone that SCP-049 had cured was even healthier than they had been before. One security guard had been a one-pack-a-day smoker for 10 years, but an X-ray revealed any damage to his lungs, mouth, and throat had all been completely reversed.
Now this
On
is
every possible
beneficial
internal
for
and external
SCP-049
level, the formerly
because he can like
zombified
cure
personnel
someone.
had all been returned to pristine health by SCP-049. Eager to witness the full extent of these new anomalous abilities the Clockworks had given him, the SCP Foundation struck a deal with SCP-049. If he performed a mission for them, then they would provide him with the means to have anything he wanted. For a moment, the Plague Doctor pondered their terms, and then agreed. "What is it you want in return?" Dr. O'Mell had asked. "To cure the world, Doctor," SCP-049 replied simply. The Plague Doctor flew as fast as his wings would carry him to the location the Foundation had given him. It was an isolated region in Siberia, kept completely cut off from the rest of the world by guards working around the clock. Arriving at the edge of the frozen town, SCP-049 was approached by the security commander and given his full directive from the Foundation. "Your objective, I'm told, is simple. You enter the restricted area and neutralize anything you come into contact with. When you're done, return here, and we'll report the results to command." "Thank you, Commander." The Plague Doctor nodded graciously. "You have been most helpful." He didn't ask what was out there, merely turned and began walking through the snow until he could no longer
We can
be
give you
seen
many
by
bird
the
girls
eye.
and power.
Maybe he had already sensed what was out there, what kind of sickness plagued this place, and understood exactly
Actually,
what the Foundation were
SCP
asking him to do. If SCP-049 had
SCP-049 became a fucking hero. In fact, he's like more of an anti-hero if you're going to ask me. He's just misguided. He's not evil. He's not evil as Scarecrow. He's not evil like Dr. Hugo Strange. He's misguided because his power is to fucking kill people accidentally. But if you're going to ask me, this is the perfect ending for SCP-049. Yeah, this is the perfect ending. Mixi, by the way, on SCP, there's like a one SCP there that is like a Kitsune or Gumiho. Uh, Lots of being contained there came from like what fictional books or something. So I'm not surprised that they can like provide anything, but they contain it, so they cannot just like let it free on public because first of all, those SCPs are dangerous. After that, we never see them again. Well, yeah, you will like fucking disappear if you witness lots of SCP because remember, SCP Foundation just to like secure the secrets, they will kill some witnesses, knowing that, and they massacre D-class personnel if they get out of the line.
any questions, he did not make them known. Instead, he just headed off in search of every instance of SCP-610 he could find. There was quiet for an uncomfortably long while. The personnel standing guard at the edge of the area watched through the snowfall, ready if anything started slithering its way towards them. The Foundation's security all tensed when the motion sensor picked up movement, accompanied by the sounds of fighting and the bizarre inhuman noises from instances of SCP-610. Then, after another long period of unsettling quiet, somebody spotted a gently glowing light making its way through the snow. As it drew closer, the glow of a burning makeshift torch made it clear that the figure holding it was SCP-049.
So he cured it already?
As he made his way towards the rendezvous point, it quickly became apparent he wasn't alone. Shivering in the freezing cold and wet from the snow, covered in scraps of dirty clothing and whatever else they could find, was a huddled mass of people. All of them looked bewildered, following the light of SCP-049's torch like a guiding beacon towards the edge of the perimeter.
So he fucking cured them from like
SCP-610.
SCP-610.
While the Plague Doctor led the people and urged the commander that they all needed warmer clothing immediately. He had done it. SCP-049 had cured the flesh that hates. In the coming months, the Foundation soon found themselves very busy. Everyone who had previously been infected by SCP-610 needed to be screened and examined, just to make absolutely sure there was no chance they could mutate into a fleshy monstrosity again. But just like before...
Actually, as the plague doctor managed to like, cure everyone else because knowing him, he just like accidentally killed someone, his patients. But this one, SCP-049, is due to the what do you call this the SCP-914, the clockwork. He transferred into a super doctor or something, and he freaking cured some viruses. And I think I said before, okay, let's go back since you don't. So let's go back here.
The results to command.
So he was what do you call this? He was like sent to the Siberia just to like cure the flesh that hates. So yeah, just like watch it.
The plague doctor nodded graciously. You have been most helpful. He didn't ask what was out there, merely turned and began walking through the snow until he could no longer be seen by the eye.
So he kind of like cured the flesh that hates. So I'm going to show you what it is. So he cured the human beings that is like infected by this. This one into a human. Earlier he cured a zombie. Right now he cured this monstrosity back into a freaking humans.
There, what kind of sickness plagued this place, and understood exactly what the Foundation were asking him to do. If SCP-049 had any questions, he did not make them known. Instead, he just headed off in search of...
So at least he's beneficial. At least he doesn't like turn everyone into zombies anymore.
It was quiet for an uncomfortably long while. The personnel standing guard at the edge of the area watched through the snowfall, ready if anything started slithering its way towards them. The Foundation's security all tensed when the motion sensor picked up movement, accompanied by the sounds of fighting and the bizarre inhuman noises from instances of SCP-610. Then, after another long period of unsettling quiet, somebody spotted a gently glowing light making its way through the snow. As it drew closer, the glow of a burning makeshift torch made it clear that the figure holding
I don't know if like plague doctor can cure COVID.
It quickly became apparent he wasn't alone. Shivering in the freezing cold,
he might cure the COVID, if you're going to ask me. If he has this kind of form, not his original form, because he might accidentally kill anyone and turn the rest of the world into zombies.
Edge of the perimeter. The Foundation security all stood slack-jawed in amazement at what happened, while the plague doctor led the people and urged the commander that they all needed warmer clothing immediately. He had done it. SCP-049 had cured the flesh that hates. In the coming months, the Foundation soon found themselves very busy. Everyone who had previously been infected by SCP-610 needed to be screened and examined, just to make absolutely sure there was no chance they could mutate into a fleshy monstrosity again.
Yep,
but
this
just
one.
Like before with the former SCP-008 zombies, these people were in perfect condition, cured and healthier than they had ever been. By using his new anomalous surgical skill and healing power, SCP-049 had returned the flesh that hates victims back into human beings. It was starting to seem like there was no disease, no infection, anomalous or otherwise, that he could not cure. The Foundation began an effort to rehouse the former SCP-610 infectees. Given that most of them had spent years as aggressive, anomalous abominations, almost every one of them had officially been pronounced dead and couldn't just go back to their
So they need to like have a new life because other
introduce them into the world, setting up new identities and integrating them.
But wait, what do I say this? Other relatives of them think that they're dead already, so they need to like reassign with new citizenship, or let's say new identities again. So they will be like spread around all over the world.
Them into new countries. SCP-049 even personally helped console some of those that struggled with the adjustment, offering to give them therapy to aid in the process. He was more than just a plague doctor, it seemed. thanks to the clockworks.
Nice.
SCP-049's good work didn't stop with curing the flesh that hates either. As promised, the Foundation allowed him to carry out his newfound purpose. Whereas before he was obsessed with eradicating what he called the pestilence, now the Plague Doctor seemed to be directing all of his focus to curing the world, as he put it. But he started with some of his fellow anomalies. The Plague Doctor started experimenting with his new tools, concocting cures and serums aplenty by pulling whatever he needed from an endless supply of equipment and ingredients at his fingertips. He developed a cure for the condition that caused Daniel McIntyre to become SCP-2800 Cactus Man. His skin reverted back.
So he even like cured this SCP from being a cactus man into a freaking human
Back
again.
to normal, no longer sporting spines, while the plant-like parts of his DNA once again became human. SCP-049 even offered a sympathetic ear to a lot of Daniel's troubles.
So he
giving him
became a
therapy
literal
through a
doctor.
lot of his mental health difficulties. SCP-2102 was also one of SCP-049's successful patients.
Ew.
His condition of rapidly overproducing new skin tissue when injured quickly became a thing of the past. Then the Plague Doctor turned his sights to the wider world, working tirelessly to create new vaccinations and treatments for diseases that were once thought to be incurable. Everything he made and had the Foundation distribute to those that needed it was all 100% effective. People were healthier and happier than ever, all thanks to the Plague Doctor. Until they weren't. In attempting to eradicate disease the world over, a new strain of illness emerged.
What kind of illness?
SCP-049 took to calling it a new pestilence, and it was nothing short of horrific. It would have been considered anomalous at one time, but it quickly became so widespread that it couldn't be contained. All the Plague Doctor's advanced medical treatments had encouraged this disease to mutate, to adapt against everything he could throw at it. It could infect any person.
Okay, it's so different from like real life antibiotics, right? If you're like infected with, let's say, viruses, you shouldn't use a freaking antibiotics on that because your body bacteria will become immune. And not to mention, not all of the doctors will prescribe antibiotics every fucking time because bacteria do get immune also, especially if they can mutate into really dangerous pathogens and they can just like bang. Yeah, they will have like hard time curing it. And what you need to have like really big medical bills just to like try to like fix that shit anyway. And this is what's
at any
happening.
time and present itself with virtually any symptoms. It resisted drugs, any form of treatment, and it spread rapidly. Eventually, while trying to come up with a way to protect people from this strain of superbacteria, this new pestilence, SCP-049 started to fall ill. He had caught it, and even with his refinement, he was beginning to weaken.
Ah,
the Plague
shit.
Doctor was dying, and once he was gone, the whole world would soon follow, as more and more people caught the sickness.
And
There
they
was only
died.
one
They
thing
died from
he
the
could
plague.
do, a way to leave someone behind to carry on his work. When the Foundation, those that weren't yet ill, found SCP-049, he had already passed. But alongside his body was something smooth and pearlescent, an egg.
His
And
his son
inside,
or kid.
maybe a chance for the world to be cured. Want an anomaly of your own? Check out
Actually,
scpswag.com.
SCP-049 has a son, but his son is like way more deranged when it comes to like. Actually, his son is way more sadistic. If you're going to ask me, I saw the dossier files, and I watched it. I kind of watched it last time. I don't know what video it is. His son is like a little bit dumber than him. Not to mention that way more unstable. He can't be reasoned with. This is one of the things that I did I did know, and they tend to like contain the son more than the dad.
For high-quality SCP merch. Scrambled and fried Plague Doctor tail for more pestilent entertainment.
Yeah, I'm kind of like obsessed about like
Now, first things
SCP-049.
Just in case you aren't yet familiar with SCP-049, otherwise known as the infamous Plague Doctor, then we're here to bring you up to speed. It'll help you get the most out of today's tale. SCP-049 is a tall humanoid entity, always seen wearing long black robes, a hood over its head, and a beaked mask protruding from underneath. The same kind of mask worn by physicians during the height of the Black Death. However, these parts of the Plague Doctor's attire aren't just a costume. The SCP Foundation discovered that all of SCP-049's outfit is actually part of his physical body.
Yep. This guy doesn't wear costume. It is like his literal fucking body. You know, my man was scared of candles. Well, the king earlier, the king is just like he's like posing the candle in front of the king. Yeah, actually, the king do remind me of you, Mixie. You tend to like get scared easily. Yeah, I do watch your stream sometimes, Mixie. You keep like screaming a lot than me. I would like love to play SCP Containment Bridge with you. No, not the candles. Ah, now I know your fear. Okay, okay, okay. Now I know your trauma. Mixie, fear me. Fear me. Fear me, Mixie. Lots of candles. Booga, booga, booga. Mhm. Okay, let's get back here. So it is like his part of his head.
Other words,
Don't
the
get scared,
robes,
Mixie.
the
Stop it.
hood, the mask, they are all made out of muscle and bone. The Plague Doctor's only real goal in life is to hunt down any person it deems to be infected. The entity often refers to something he calls the pestilence, and upon sensing this affliction in a human being, SCP-049 will attempt to make direct skin contact with whoever is apparently carrying said pestilence. The Plague Doctor's touch is lethal, killing anyone he comes into contact with. You might think that's as bad as it gets, that this creature just goes from person to person killing them via touch. But you would be wrong. It gets worse.
And
Killing
he will
one of
turn
his
everyone
victims is only
to
the start.
become a zombie. Oh shit.
Afterwards, SCP-049 then begins performing a crude, outdated form of surgery, defiling and repurposing the person's corpse. Using equipment that he produces from his iconic doctor's bag, he injects a number of unknown chemicals into a person's carcass, eventually turning them into an instance of SCP-049-2. In essence, a vicious, incredibly aggressive zombie. The most bizarre part in SCP-049's mind, this means he's just cured you. Naturally, SCP-049 is already held in containment, safely locked away by the SCP Foundation. At present, SCP-049 resides in a humanoid holding cell, closely monitored by surveillance cameras for 24 hours a day, every single day. The SCP Foundation used to send its doctors and researchers into SCP.
Hey, welcome to the stream, F1 Kong Tiger. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a cell for humanoids. There is like lots of SCP humanoids, animal-like, blob, objects. So I would say they have like different cells specialized for them. Thank you for the follow, F1 Contier. I would say bye, not boy or girl or gay, but you can just say call me girl. So yeah, how are you today? So yeah, I'm yeah, fuck no, right? So what? Ligma. See, this is what I got pissed off. People makes a fucking damn mistake. Why do you call it sigma? Why do you call it alpha or beta? No, 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 no. Fuck no. See, I got pissed off right now. Ligma. Fucking goddamn Ligma. I don't even give a shit if I'm going to become like a fucking worm. I don't even give a shit. I don't care. You know what? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my stream. Yeah, he made a mistake, right? He said Sigma. I prefer to like Ligma. The fuck, man? Okay, so
P049's cell, or would make a habit of bringing him cadavers as test subjects, fresh bodies for the Plague Doctor to hone his surgical skills. The researchers would keenly observe the Doctor transforming the dead into instances of SCP-049-2. But these researchers and doctors working for the Foundation weren't exactly free of disease, meaning every time they entered SCP-049's cell, they were at risk of receiving his deadly touch.
boom!
In this
He
cage
got
with
like
this deadly,
smacked with the
dangerous doctor
hand.
that spends all his time in captivity. That's where our story starts. But while you might expect a story about the Plague Doctor to revolve solely around violence, disease, and death,
He's
this
not
tale offers a
that
surprising
violent, if we're going to
divergence.
ask me.
Boiled, Scrambled, and Fried is a story about an unexpected new life coming into existence in a frankly bizarre fashion, all starting in that tiny containment chamber where SCP-049 had been held since the Foundation first captured him. It had been increasingly obvious to the researchers observing him that something was quite wrong with the Plague Doctor. For the first time since the Doctor had arrived in the Foundation's custody, he appeared to have fallen ill unexpectedly. The security cameras that were trained on him day in and day out recorded SCP-049 groaning in pain, clutching his stomach as he limped weakly around the confines of his cell. Had the pestilence finally gotten the better of the good doctor? Was he too now infected, the same as the world around him?
Well, he has
The
like a
Foundation's
fucking
medics were
cold.
confused,
He's so fucking
baffled as to
paranoid.
what could possibly be wrong with the creature. Of course, it would also have been easier to examine the Doctor if they could easily touch him without the risk of dying, or if his body wasn't made of skin robes. Nonetheless, the Plague Doctor was brought to a medical station for a proper diagnosis, under the orders of one Dr. Richard O'Mell, a Foundation doctor who specialized
Oh, this is the
in
same
taking
guy,
care of
the-
humanoid
the-
anomalies, and who had been assigned as SCP-049's caretaker.
He's the same guy who put the SCP inside the clockwork machine.
The creature tried to assure Dr. O'Mell that he was strong enough to withstand the intense pain he was obviously suffering from. Putting on gloves for safety, Dr. O'Mell felt a distinct lump within SCP-049's stomach, initially believing it to be a case of abdominal distension. This is a condition that occurs when gases or fluids build up in the stomach and cause it to swell up and inflate, usually as a symptom of another internal disease. But SCP-049 reassured his caretaker that his condition wasn't the result of any disease, and in fact, it had even apparently happened before.
It might be
Dr.
his
O'Mell
son.
asked SCP-049
It might be his son.
why he had never told the Foundation about this, or why the creature wouldn't explain what was happening.
I did not think you would believe me, so I said nothing.
SCP-049 explained.
Yep, he can like
Doctor,
speak like a
I am
human. He can
pregnant.
speak French
I'm
and
sorry, but I
Old
can't
English.
explain it. Please, just let me return to my cell. I need to make the proper preparations.
Naturally, this statement was met with stunned belief by Dr. O'Mell, especially seeing as the Foundation had been observing SCP-049 through security cameras for months on end without stopping. The creature couldn't explain, tensing up and breathing heavily due to suffering obvious and intense pain. As Dr. O'Mell rushed out to grab more members of medical staff, the Plague Doctor continued struggling against the aches, letting out his loudest of cries yet,
Whoa.
as an extreme bout of agony surged through him. A pearly white egg gently tumbled
Fucking
out from
egg.
SCP-049's robes just as Dr. O'Mell and a group of Foundation
That's his
medics
son.
arrived,
That is his son.
staring in shock at what had just happened. Seeming to recover quite quickly, the Plague Doctor asked to be unshackled and returned to his cell to tend to the egg, worried it would die unless he was able to care for it. As the shocked Dr. O'Mell agreed, SCP-049 gently picked up the egg and cradled it in his arms. Of course, this all came as quite an unexpected turn of events to the Foundation. Reports were filed and archive entries had to be updated. But they allowed the Plague Doctor to keep his egg and raise it, perhaps just so they could watch and research as it happened instead of out of any sense of kindness. For the next 5 days, the creature was fixated entirely on caring for the egg. All his energy focused on it. He built a nest in the corner of his containment cell.
So
out of
basically,
fabric and paper, and would
the
sit on
Plague
the
Doctor
egg
is
in order to
literally
keep
a
it
bird.
warm.
A
During
bird.
that time, a number of Foundation researchers assigned to watch over SCP-049 reported that they had heard clucking noises coming through the speakers in the observation room. Now assigned to watch and report on SCP-049's progress, Dr. O'Mel watched the Plague Doctor from the observation room connected to the cameras and audio recording devices in the creature's cell. Ever since the bizarre and unanticipated birth, O'Mel had been given the task of compiling an extensive report on everything that took place within the cell. For the most part, everything seemed fine, or as fine as something so unusual could seem. The egg was in a healthy condition nonetheless, although the whole event had the Foundation Doctor wondering. SCP-049 had always had a somewhat
Although
bird-like
I want to like
appearance,
eat that.
helped in no small part by that
I
infamous
want to like eat
beak-shaped
that
mask. Did the fact
egg.
that this creature could apparently lay eggs mean that the Plague Doctor was some form of
Chicken.
humanoid bird, an avian-human hybrid that only mimicked the Plague Doctors of old? Or had those medieval physicians created their masks to emulate SCP-049? Which had come first, the Plague Doctors or the Plague Doctor?
It's the
A
Plague
debate
Doctor
as
because he's like
confusing
century
and
old.
cyclical as the one about the chicken or the egg. And now the Plague Doctor also had an egg. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a headache just thinking about it. SCP-049 had begun to softly peck at the surface of the egg, when Dr. O'Mel decided to step in and look for some answers to his burning questions. Over the speakers in 049's cell, he asked for an explanation. The Plague Doctor answered that he was checking his egg for signs of life within its shell, as if that answer should have been obvious. And he had succeeded. There was definitely something living inside. As the Plague Doctor returned to sitting atop the egg, O'Mel asked outright if SCP-049 was, in fact, a bird. It was uncommon, if not downright unheard of, for a humanoid anomaly to lay eggs like this. After a moment's thought, SCP-049 replied with,
No. As far as I'm aware, I have never been a bird.
He's not a bird.
Producing eggs is natural.
But he's a bird!
He explained that while this
Stop
had
denying
happened
yourself.
before, it had been at least a few decades since the last time. Then the Plague Doctor went back to sitting on his egg, humming as it rocked back and forth in the nest. 10 days passed after the egg had first arrived, and now SCP-049's cell was brimming with activity. Foundation personnel had fitted the room with a glass screen to protect them from the Plague Doctor, with researchers piling into the safe side, carrying cameras and hurriedly taking notes, protected by a number of guards. The big day had seemingly arrived. Whatever had been brimming and brewing inside the egg was about to hatch.
Okay.
As the researchers all whispered to each other with excitement and
like,
intrigue,
SCP-049
SCP-049 stood
049.
protectively on the other side of the room, just waiting in fascinated expectation. The pearlescent egg started to shake suddenly, its pale surface cracking. The crack spread from the center of the egg, forking across the shell like a lightning bolt over a dark, cloudy sky. Something underneath was pushing through, pressing outwards from within the egg, splitting it apart as it had tapped and pecked its way to freedom. A small white beak poked a hole through the shell that surrounded it, piercing the egg at last. The creature within, this spawn of the Plague Doctor, began to tear itself
So
through
it
the
looks like a
barrier that had
freaking
kept it
Plague
safe
Doctor
from the
too.
outside world, until it was ready to take its first steps. With both arms, the thing tore itself out of the egg, all under the watch of the Foundation's doctors and researchers who were stunned to see another Plague Doctor emerging from the egg. It was small,
Plague
much
Doctor.
smaller than the father that had birthed it and cared for it while it was waiting to hatch. But it was nonetheless a perfect miniature version of SCP-049, complete with the same kind of robes, the same beaked mask, even with a little hat on top of its head. With a gasp of pure
what the
excitement,
fuck, right?
The original Plague Doctor lifted up his new mini-self and hugged the child in his arms.
A midget,
Excitement that had filled the room up now
small
quickly
version of
dissipated, as the audience of Foundation personnel quickly realized that they had just
Doctor.
witnessed the live birth of a brand new anomaly, of which they understood virtually nothing. As Dr. O'Mel stepped forward to cautiously ask SCP-049 to put down its offspring, the smaller Plague Doctor smacked O'Mel's hand with a stick, before leaping from its father's arms and dashing out of the cell. As alarms began to blare, indicating a breach in containment, SCP-049
He's
wiped
happy.
a tear from his eye
He
and
got to
stated,
the drip, yeah.
Is the cure.
The new smaller Plague Doctor, now designated as SCP-049-J, seems to have a talent for evading capture by the Foundation, and for frequently escaping containment. Unlike its predecessor,
He got the drip.
SCP-049,
I do agree on
this
that.
offspring has a body beneath its robes that is composed mostly of moss, wads of tissue, and smaller Plague Doctor masks. During the occasions in which it has been successfully detained by the Foundation, SCP-049-J has claimed that it is in fact a powerful magical doctor and wizard, with the ability to cure all that ails mankind. However, to date, it has been unable to cure anything, usually making medical conditions actively worse, my headache included. Now go check out SCP-049 The Plague Doctor
Okay,
capsule. In
here's
SCP-049, what actually is the
what I can say
pestilence? The
about
Plague Doctor
this
questions and theories
is
for more on the not-so-good doctor.
here's what I can say about this this like SCP-049J. I found okay, I kind of found his story. There's like another bits of lore about this. So that kind of like his junior, okay, his kid is a really incompetent doctor, okay, which I said before. He doesn't cure anything. In fact, he makes things worse. And he doesn't have medical skills of his dad. And not to mention that he's so freaking frustrated that he's extremely mentally unstable because of course he's frustrated. He cannot do shit. And he has like a self-worth of like a brick. Not to mean to insult the kid though, but yeah, he's trying to learn, but he cannot learn. He doesn't know how to do everything, and every freaking time that he does something, it goes worse. Well, we can check this out. This is the last
Flying on a plane
SCP, so that
nowadays is
I
about
can
as
like
safe as catching a ride on a bus or
so
commuting on
that
the
we can raid
subway.
someone.
Of course, that
By
doesn't.
the way, that guy earlier, I in fact I don't even like fucking mind if that is his opinion, but he's like off topic and he's ranting about sexuality. I don't even like give a shit on whatever opinion of the people. If he doesn't want, fine. He keeps like barging it. Remember, guys, the reason why I ban people in my channel sometimes is that if we're go, what do you call this in Tagalog, Hinkari, dapat nakikisakay ka. He should have like build a sense of camaraderie at least when he comes here instead of like granting it first. He can just say that yeah, I don't agree with you about your. I would not mind. I mean, like it's not a big deal, and we can just like change the topic into really funny stuff. This is why I keep like other people who is like questionable in other channels. Is because I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not that strict in my rules, but there is like a fine line when it comes to like people who is like outright being an asshole. Okay, so if the person is an asshole and not to mention that he's distracting, I need to like remove them on the channel or let's say on my Twitter. That's it. Yeah, it's kind of sad, right? I mean, like, sure, I don't care if you don't like, if you don't, he doesn't like us, right? I mean, like, shit, I'm not going to force him. He can say that I don't like, in his end, just example, okay? I don't like LGBT, and he can just like, okay, fine, I don't give a shit. Let's like screw around, like make a joke. And another thing that I got like pissed off is that he doesn't get the joke that what I said earlier. He said I'm a Sigma, and I said Ligma, right? And he just said no, why? And he just like got he got triggered. Like, bruh, if you're going to enter my channel and expect not to be trolled, you should have like what you call this you shouldn't get offended a little bit. He got a little bit offended when I say something. So yeah, I don't really want people who is like a killjoy in my channel. I don't really want that. If he doesn't want to like have fun or let's say fuck around and he doesn't have business here. That's it. He can just like do it on the other channel. I don't even like, give a shit anyway.
Stop people being afraid of flying. To some, the prospect of long-haul flights or feeling the shudder of turbulence are reasons to avoid planes altogether. And then every year, there are stories.
And this is the funny part. I have like rules that is like can be broken that I don't even like give shit if someone broke it. At the same time that if I found the person who is like what do you call this, not fun at all, like humorless, you cannot even like humor the person, regardless if they're like conservatives or Democrats or whatever they are. Yeah, I don't really want to like keep a killjoy in my channel. Yep, killjoy. We call it in the Philippines KJ. Yeah, it's literally killjoy KJ. So we don't I don't really want that in my server, or let's say in my community. And actually, he's not only him, but also other people who is like way to stock up on their assets. Like I think I kind of banned one of the, I think, yep, who breaks the fund. That's the point. This is why I kick him for breaking the fund. This is the one. uh, In fact, I don't give a damn if he doesn't want me. Okay, he doesn't want my gender identity. I don't give a shit. But he broke the fund. That's the problem. And if someone breaks my fund, this is the one of the unwritten rule of mine that I don't really want to state the obvious. I want to like vibe check them first. If I found them like okay, I'm boring, ban me, I can make your chat sleep. Well, I can eat you if I want to. Do you want to be eaten, Mixie? You're just asking for it, Mixie. I'm being serious, okay? Do you want to be eaten right now? So don't ask to be banned because I'm going to cook
Of
you
down
alive.
flights or
I'm going
those
to
that
cook
go
you.
missing, all adding fuel to that
I want to eat some
aviophobia
bunnies
fire.
right now if
Take,
you want
for
to.
example, the infamous Bermuda Triangle, that well-known region of the western part of the North
I'm
Atlantic
just kidding,
Ocean.
Mixie. I'm just
What does
kidding.
that have to do with a fear of flying? Well, famously, a high number of aircraft are believed to have mysteriously vanished
They're talking
while
about the
flying over
Bermuda Triangle
Triangle.
here.
Their wreckage and passengers rarely ever recovered. Stories like that are enough to make anyone think twice about setting foot in a plane again.
Attack
And
my
then
hunter army.
there's
You're
SCP.
you're provoking a freaking
787.
PMC,
As you may have already
a
guessed,
PMC contractor here.
SCP-787
Do you
is
think
a
that I'm
plane.
scared about your
Specifically,
army?
it is a Boeing 747-200 with a wingspan.
I killed a fuck tons of monolith. I killed a fuck tons of Kaiser Legionnaires. I killed a Van Graff. I wiped them out from the map. And you're saying that I need to like fight your army? Bruh, your army will be wiped out if you're going to ask me to like fight them. I'm not kidding about that. I might look I might look like a coward, but to be honest, I'm really good at combat. A little bit. I'm not really that perfect. I mean, like Yunkari is the witness here that I tend to be like panicky a little bit, but at the same time that if I know the enemy I can defeat, I can like defeat them. You can like throw
Of nearly
50 guys
200
at me, I can
feet
like wipe
and
them out.
capable of seating over 800 passengers. The 747-200 is a part of the famous Boeing 747 family of aircraft. These are quad-engine commercial airliners, designed to be the safest ever built. The particular Boeing 747-200 that has since become known by the Foundation as SCP-787 is slightly different from one that might take you from your nearest airport to your long-awaited vacation, though. For one, SCP-787 has no known date of manufacture. and
Wow,
no
this is
call
a
sign,
ghost
both
a
which
ghost
a standard Boeing
airplane.
aircraft would be expected to have. Additionally, the plane's entire exterior has been repainted. Strangely,
It's a
even the
plane.
windows have been
A
painted
plane that
over,
is like
and the paint
really
was still wet
haunted.
when SCP-787 was
I know this
first
is haunted.
discovered. As for the inner workings, all of SCP-787's mechanical components, including its turbines, engines, and landing gear, are in perfect working order with no signs of any damage.
And this is
In
a weird
fact,
part.
The SCP Foundation's researchers aren't even sure that SCP-787 has actually flown since its construction. The plane's machinery looks so pristine that they might be brand new.
You know, I have an idea. If he keeps like harassing me, that guy earlier, and he's no fun, I will like fucking kill him. Da 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 da. I would literally troll that guy. I'm not. I'm going to be honest. If he keeps harassing me, before I report him though, I will like fucking troll the shit out of him.
With no
He
detectable
doesn't know me.
signs of any previous use. However, inside the main body of the plane, it seems to be a different story. Anything not mechanical, like the carpets and seats, have decayed over time. Perhaps strangest of all is the cockpit. Both the
What's
pilot's
wrong with
and
the cockpit
co-pilot's
though?
chairs have been replaced with two masses of computer components, arranged
What?
to take the shape of two chairs. So what, you might be thinking? After all,
Yeah, so what?
SCP-787 is, for all intents and purposes, just an ordinary plane. Not enough to put you off flying, right? Nothing more than a Boeing with a few little things off about it, like some missing seats and decaying upholstery. Well, there's that. And then there's the over 500 dead bodies
Whoa!
on board. In June 1987, this flight of the dead was discovered several kilometers outside of the city of Bremerton in Washington state. The SCP Foundation moved in, securing the plane and swiftly getting it into containment. Now kept within a Foundation hangar, the interior of SCP-787 is monitored for 24 hours a day. Surveillance cameras and microphones are located within the cockpit, passenger areas, and even the plane's baggage hold, with recorded footage and sound relayed
Why
back
didn't
to
you
the
like take
Foundation.
out
The idea
dead
of a
bodies
plane
though?
filled with cadavers is certainly unnerving, and more than a little creepy. But why the need for all the surveillance? After all, the bodies on board are all dead, right? Surely they're not going anywhere. Well, let's talk about those bodies. How would you expect someone to die when they are aboard a plane? Maybe they'd be thrown around during a crash landing. Or perhaps a sudden depressurization might cause the passengers to suffocate due to lack of oxygen.
They
Under
need
normal
something like
circumstances, you
a
might
plague
be
doctor
right,
if they
but
want them alive.
SCP-787 is no ordinary plane, and the passengers on board were not killed in ways you might expect from any ordinary aircraft accident. Referred to by research staff as SCP-787A specimens, the cadavers aboard this particular Boeing 747-200 all have dramatically different causes of death.
What?
Some of the specimens show signs of strangulation, others seem to have starved or drowned. Other bodies on board have injuries.
Yeah,
like
there's like
gunshot or
why a
stab
gunshot
wounds, while further
on
corpses
one
look to
guy
have died
earlier.
as a result of blunt force trauma. A few have even been exsanguinated, that is, completely drained of all of their blood. One commonality among all the specimens on board SCP-787 is that some form of mutilation
Yeah,
has occurred.
even my brain is
23
confused too.
passengers had their tongues removed. A further 73 were scalped.
Jeez.
230 had Cyrillic letters carved into their left hands, and almost 500 of the passengers had their fingertips removed. Let's
fuck?
recap what we have so far. First, there's the Boeing 747-200, found randomly sitting in a field. Second, it's filled with over 500 mutilated bodies. And third, each one appears to have died from a cause you wouldn't typically expect from an airline accident. Seems strange enough. But of course, then there's the apparitions and noises that manifest
This is
inside
haunted.
SCP-787.
This plane's
Which is why
haunted.
the Foundation keeps the plane under round-the-clock surveillance, so they can monitor any anomalous activity taking place aboard this flight of the dead. Any attempts by Foundation personnel to enter the plane during an anomalous occurrence have led to individuals being physically ejected from SCP-787, causing severe organ damage and internal bleeding for up to 72 hours. The
They got thrown out from the plane. Shoo! Got eaten out of the plane.
Noises with no obvious source, to the manifestation of strange human-shaped entities within the plane. The first anomalous occurrence recorded within SCP-787 was in 1988, when the sound of a loud pounding was heard against the doors and windows of the plane's left side. 2 years later, a male voice could be heard.
By the way, guys, are you planning to get inside the plane already? Mixie, do you want to fly? Do you want to fly, Mixie?
From the onboard bathroom, repeating a singular phrase over and over. Philosophers always run from the advanced thickening treatment. In 1993, the plane's in-flight entertainment system seemed to be activated by itself. The overhead screen showed
Mixie,
a bizarre
try
choice
flying
of in-flight
from the
movie,
plane
colorless
and-
pictures of a deceased man.
And try to like get inside this plane, Mixie. I can give you like candy if you want to. Do you want it? Don't worry, you have a backup that's like there's like mobile task force that is like on your back. Yeah, I cannot even understand what the fuck is happening inside the plane, right? It's haunted, yeah, it's given already. It's haunted. But the only thing is that where is the anomalous activity? There is like only sounds. There is like people running inside. And if some D class or someone trying to like get inside during the activity, they will just like get yeeted out of the door. And of course, blunt force trauma and internal organ damage. it's given already. What I would expect is that these dead people would be alive during those activities.
accompanied by a female voice reading a gynecology book in Czech. The same year, the longest lasting of the SCP-787 anomalies took place. This time, the plane's fasten seatbelt sign spent almost 4 hours flickering,
Wow,
while the first
it's
15
creepy.
seconds of Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit played on a loop over the onboard speakers. It wasn't until 1997 that the first of the humanoid entities appeared aboard SCP-787. This
What kind
figure
of
was
humanoid
indistinct, lacking
humanoid
any discernible
entities?
detail, little more than just a human shape standing in the aisles. Observed by the Foundation's surveillance equipment, the figure was seen removing an emergency oxygen supply and mask from seat H43. It stood perfectly still, wearing the passenger's breathing mask for over 2
Oh,
minutes before removing the mask and
it's a ghost.
disappearing from the view of the cameras placed on board. The figure did not appear anywhere else inside the plane. Another figure appeared 4 years later in 2001, sitting in the massive computer parts that made up the co-pilot's chair. This figure, much like its predecessor, was indistinct in its features. For almost 4 minutes, it sat in the cockpit of the Boeing 747-200.
Maybe it's the
just
spirit of the
whimpering
dead
softly.
people.
Then it lurched forward, vomiting all over the console in front of it, before quickly
Ew.
disappearing like the first figure. SCP personnel collected a sample of the vomit the entity left behind. After performing an analysis of the sample, research staff found traces of nitrous oxide, thorium, bird droppings, and 3 human fingernails.
The fuck?
At present, the origin of these humanoid
I'm so
figures
confused.
is still unknown. Could these entities be the souls of the dead passengers, trying to offer insight into what happened aboard this flight? Or perhaps these indistinct human-shaped creatures are the ones responsible for the deaths of SCP-787's
Ooh.
passengers? The next
Maybe they killed
anomaly
the
within
passengers.
SCP-787 occurred in 2005, when a female voice was recorded speaking through the onboard speaker system.
Man,
The
this is
voice
so
said,
freaking
"For your
creepy.
comfort and enjoyment today, pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat. Pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat.
Oh, it's
Do not leave
looping.
your seat. Leave your seat. Please. Pancakes
Look
will
at
now
this.
be served."
It keeps looping, right? And imagine that you're like guarding this plane in your shift in the middle of like 2 a.m. It's your duty. You need to like guard it, and suddenly you will hear this sound on the plane loudspeaker. Man, this shit is creepy. And it keeps like looping like for what, 3 hours?
Yay, pancakes. Exactly what the relevance
Shit.
of pancakes are to a plane full of bodies is still under investigation by the SCP Foundation. Next, in 2007, the Boeing's overhead emergency air masks fell from the ceiling, only to be snatched back upwards. They continued deploying and retracting for 14 minutes, while the plane was simultaneously filled with the noise of screams. Finally, the only other notable anomaly took place a year later, when the onboard temperature with an SCP-787 dropped 33 degrees, from 20 to minus 13 Celsius in a matter of seconds.
Jeez.
By the late 2000s, the Foundation's researchers was having little luck understanding the nature of SCP-787.
Even the SCP
Instead, they turned their
researchers
attention
are so
to identifying
confused.
the bodies of the deceased passengers on board. Through the use of advanced forensics and population databases, these researchers attempted to determine where exactly these bodies had come from. Researchers still haven't determined if they all died on the plane, or if someone had exhumed them from graves before placing them aboard for some unknown reason. In fact, the answer was neither, and Foundation researchers discovered something that no one had expected. One of the passengers was still
Holy shit!
alive. To clarify, the body
So the passengers here are still alive and it's still existing?
aboard SCP-787 was definitely still deceased, but researchers identified the cadaver as a retired optometrist from Atlanta, Georgia, who is still very much alive. Foundation agents
What the
found
fuck?
the man was simultaneously alive and well in his Atlanta home, but also dead on board the Boeing 747-200.
Huh?
The subject was interviewed by agents and had no prior knowledge of any incident taking place in June 1987, when SCP-787 was first
Okay, I'm so
discovered.
confused. What the
Even
fuck?
more interestingly, he claimed that he never even set foot aboard an airplane, which his wife and son both confirmed to be true. So what does this mean? How could the same man have been alive in Georgia and dead aboard SCP-787? Perhaps the answer can be found in a surprising place. The plane's toilet.
Toilet?
Or to be more specific, the place where the things flushed in the toilet go to. Examinations of the airplane's waste storage tank have revealed something very surprising. There was one more SCP-787A specimen that had been overlooked. It is unknown just how he got in there, but researchers discovered the body of an Indian man who looked to be in his 30s. The man, who was wearing a three-piece suit, was found to be carrying a number of puzzling items, including a surgical mask and gloves, an unloaded Beretta DT-10 shotgun, several cinnamon-flavored mints, a switchblade knife, an amulet that appears to depict the Eye of Horus, and a ticket stub.
Okay, hold on. An amulet, okay? If I'm not mistaken, the amulet tends to be what you call this, an anomalous object.
For the Return of the Jedi with the number 92 written on
This
the
one,
back.
this one.
All of these objects seem to be completely random, and the Foundation has been unable to make sense of what they were doing on the man, or why his body does not seem to show the same state of decay as the rest of those found on board. There was one item that may hold some answers, though. For some reason, this man also possessed a copy of SCP-787's flight log. The log consisted of a series of coordinates, which were repeated 5,478 times. The coordinates point to a seemingly random spot in the Pacific Ocean, several hundred miles away from the infamous Pitcairn Islands, the island that the famous mutineers of the HMS Bounty settled after taking over the ship and leaving the captain adrift on the ocean. Is this location the secret to SCP-787? While
Now
none of this is
that's one of the
confirmed nor
question.
denied by anyone at the SCP Foundation, one theory surrounding the area is that the location is another Bermuda Triangle-like location, one that contains some sort of temporal anomaly that unwitting planes fly through, only to find themselves displaced in time. Of course, the problem with this theory is that the man from Atlanta said he'd never been aboard a plane before, or at least, not yet. It is entirely possible that SCP-787 is a plane that made a flight at some point in the not-too-distant future, only to arrive back in June 1987 by passing through a temporal breach in the area near the Pitcairn Islands. Sure, it might not explain what happened to everyone on board, but it could at least explain how SCP-787 arrived where and when it did. Every plane is fitted with a device that records flight data, in the event of a crash or other accident, known to most as the plane's black box.
Yep,
And
black box.
researchers were able to uncover SCP-787's inside a compartment under one of the plane's seats. The recorder was found within a compartment filled with toxic asbestos and dried human blood. They hoped that perhaps it would contain some answers as to what exactly SCP-787 had come from and what had happened to its passengers. Sadly not. The flight data recorder contained no information besides
To
one
be sorry.
phrase, to be sorry. While an inexplicable mystery, SCP-787 is at least classified as a safe anomaly by
It's
the
creepy,
Foundation,
but it's safe
seeing as it
anomaly,
poses
yeah.
no realistic threat or shows signs of trying to break out of containment. The aircraft has only ever caused harm to anyone trying to enter during one of its sporadic anomalous events, but apart from that, it sits gathering dust in a hangar, just waiting for someone to crack its secrets. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be sitting on a plane that's taking you to your South Pacific vacation, and the retired optometrist sitting next to you will remark that you're passing over the Pitcairn Islands, and you'll discover for yourself exactly what happened to SCP-787. Now check out SCP-354 the Red Pool
Okay,
and
so yeah, speaking of which, so Bermuda Triangle, right? I heard some theories that some plane crashes. Okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you remember the Malaysian Airlines flight, right? And it just like fucking disappeared. There's like no sign of black box, crash, or let's say bodies that is floating. There's like what you call this? If you pass certain parts of the world and the plane disappears out of nowhere, maybe for me, maybe it's kind of true that you just like pass through a wormhole and you just like teleported into the past or the future. But then again, if we're going to ask me, okay, as per physicist, going back into the past is not possible. And if you manage to go into the past, it's an alternate universe. Alternate universe do exist, okay? in physics it does exist. We're living in a multi universes. So Mixie might be a bird, she might not be a rabbit, she might be a worm, she might be a deer. We don't know. Okay, there is like multiple versions of Mixies here. So if you go into the past, it means that you're in the parallel universe. If you go into the future, and yes, you can do that. But then again, you need to be on speed of light, and airplanes are so fragile, and if it's fragile, it can break up within those. But then again, we don't know. Maybe in the future, we might be encountering some, what you call this? We might encounter some anomaly in the future that those survivors might appear out of like what, next 10 years, next 5 years, and they just like, appeared out of nowhere, and it might happen or after like a decade. We don't know. So there's like lots of mysteries when it comes to like Bermuda Triangle, and I think other people, there's like a popular theory there that the plane did appear after a years later, and they're still confused why the world is way too modern for them. So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, I cannot even verify if it's true or not, but there's stories out there that is similar to that. So yeah, let's read someone else. I need to like take a nap again because I'm so freaking sleepy. Twitch the TV. Let's read someone. Let's read. Excuse me. By the way, Mixie, next time let's VR chat, okay? And I'm going to try to chase you. I'm going to try to chase Mixie Moon. Yeah, someone's like playing Escape from Tarkov, Raid Bobubi. He's a Ukrainian streamer playing Escape from Tarkov right now. So guys, see you all somewhere like, I think Wednesday or Thursday again. Depends on my schedule. I hope that I can stream more, and I'm planning to like play Stallcraft within this week. Okay, you can carry. We can like collab or let's say play multiplayer on this. Mixie, you can try Stallcraft. It's like Stalker Minecraft. I kind of posted it. Uh, it's free on Steam, so we can like form a group so that we can stick together so that we can like kill some griefers. Okay, don't go solo. Yep. MMO soccer game that is like also on Minecraft format. So yeah, mix it. Try it out. It's called Stallcraft. I'm going to join the bandits. I'm going to join the bandits. I'm going to join the bandits. I'm going to be a mercenary. Try it, Mixie. That's one of the games that I would recommend. Okay. So guys, see you around for next few days. Okay. So bye bye for now, guys, and take care, guys. Okay. Bye.
Natalie, hello, hello, thank you.